way, you do get 1 hour of CE credit for being here. But in order to get that, I need you to sign in on the sign-in sheet. Mine that says, for CE credit. So please make sure to sign in on both, not just the meetup sign-in sheet, but the other one also with your information, so that I can legally give you your certificate before you leave. And I've got those printed and ready for you, thanks to David. But anyway, so we're going to talk about 3 easy ways to promote yourself and get new clients. And I just want to preface the conversation by saying
I recognize the name.
that I don't think I know everything. Okay? So if I say something that's incorrect, and you know something that is correct, or you'd like to share it, please don't be afraid to share that. I'd rather all of us learn something than me tell it incorrectly and then you walk out and go, that girl didn't know what she was talking about. Please feel free to speak up. We're all here to teach and learn, okay? So that would really help me. And if you have questions throughout, you're welcome to ask those, but please feel free to share, help each other learn and whatnot, okay? Well, I guess it helps if I turn the remote on. And let me just grab my water here so I'm not walking every 5 minutes. This is me. I don't want to talk about myself a lot, but I do want to just let you know why I'm here teaching this class so that you know. I am, and Ryan, let me know if I need to move or anything. Am I good?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm a licensed massage therapist, and I've been in practice for about 17 years. And like many of you, I started out working as a contractor for other people, or maybe an employee in some cases, but I was working in other people's places. And then I finally realized one day, you know what, I'm too hard-headed to do it this way. I really need to be in charge. And so I went out and I started my own practice. Well, that practice was just me for about 2 or 3 months, and then I added 4 therapists that came in and rented space for me. And then we added more people to take all of our overflow because we were so busy we couldn't handle it. Using most of the stuff I'm teaching you here, and plenty of other things, which things I'm showing you in here, that's what I taught them to do as well, and that's how we got so busy. But what happened is that business just grew and grew and grew, and then we became a day spa. And when I sold it about 7 years ago, I had 50 people working for me, and we were doing about $2 million a year in sales. So when you come in and you say, I just started my own practice, like Bianca, then know that you can have something like that happen to you if you go after it. You may not want that. I ended up saying, wow, 50 people working for me, this is too much, and that's why I got out of it. But I'm teaching you the same stuff that I used in my business to be successful, okay? And to be completely honest and transparent, I opened another spa a few years later, and 2 major business mistakes. I want you to think about these really importantly in terms of if you are thinking about opening a business, whether it's massage or whatever. It was poor timing. And timing can really be everything. Probably not the best location, although it was beautiful and I really was happy there, but poor timing, and even more importantly, no passion for what I was doing. I didn't want to open another spa. I did it sort of for the wrong reasons. It was kind of out of guilt for selling my first spa, and all these former employees were like, oh, Felicia, please open another spa. You were the best boss ever. And I was like, oh, okay. And so $150,000 later, and a lot of heartache, I ended up closing it because it was not where my heart was. So it was a really expensive lesson. And no matter what advice I give you, the one thing I would say is you have to listen to what's right here. In any of these marketing tools or ideas, if it doesn't resonate with you and you're not excited about it, you really need to examine that, because that's what really is going to determine your success. I think if you're passionate and excited and your heart's in it, you're going to be much better able to make that business succeed. Sometimes it will still fail, but if you don't have the passion and the belief and the excitement, it's going to be much harder to make it successful. So I just share that because I want you to know that I get it. I've been on both sides, and I'm on the other side of the bad part. But I don't want you to ever think Felicia doesn't understand what I'm going through. Because girl, guys, I've been there. I've been there. So what I do now, mostly besides having a private practice, is I teach guerrilla marketing. And that's a lot of what we're doing here. Guerrilla marketing basically means that it's marketing that is not expensive, but rather it is utilizing your time, energy, imagination, and current resources to promote yourself. And I'm not a big believer in spending a lot of money, which is why we have this class free. Free and easy ways to promote yourself. So that's my philosophy. That's where I come from. It's not about spending a lot of money. Just because something costs more does not mean it's better. Okay? So that's what we're talking about tonight. And as I said before, bring your questions. I'm more than happy to answer anything that you have to ask me tonight, as long as I don't get in Ariana's way for what other business she has to take care of. But there may be some things that are too personal or that are too detailed that aren't appropriate for this situation. And so if you want to set up some time with me after for a one-on-one or something like that, or you want to be in a coaching program, I'd love to have you. And as I said, the CD is the first of several self-study kinds of products that's out there. Okay, so here we go. You ready? Everybody good? Everybody got a handout? Or B handouts? Okay. In order to really get the gist of what I'm talking about tonight, I want you to have this definition, or my definition of marketing. And that is that anything that touches a client, either positive or negative, is marketing. Or in the case of it being negative, it might be anti-marketing. You're going to say, nope, don't want your business, don't come back. But it's anything that touches them and makes an impression. And so it's either going to make them want to come in the first time, the next time, or the last time. And it's important for you to recognize that marketing isn't just having a flyer that you pass out at a networking event. It's not just having a website or spending money on an expensive ad. It's anything that creates an impression with someone. Anything that reaches out and touches them and makes them say, oh, you know what? That Christian guy, I really liked him. He was really nice. I think I could trust him. Or that Christian guy, oh, well, I'm a little bit nervous about that. You have to think about what you're doing, saying, being out there in the world, because that's making an impression on people. So in terms of free marketing, it's anything really free. I thought about this a lot. I'm like, well, there is an investment in most stuff, but there are a few things we can do and use absolutely free. So smiling, that's one of your greatest marketing tools right there. Positive attitude, being happy when your clients come in, or being confident when you meet someone at a networking event. That kind of thing is absolutely free. Using kind words instead of mean words, being polite, friendly, your passion, that doesn't cost anything. Your enthusiasm, making the choice to have that it really doesn't cost you anything except maybe a little tiny bit of energy or attitude adjustment. Honesty and promptness. Now, promptness is it's probably the hardest one up here on my list. That really can cost me sometimes because I'm like, but I got time to do one more thing. Anybody else? I'm not the only one. Yeah, okay. But you're always early every time we meet you except today.
I was really lucky. I was really lucky.
Yeah. So the name of the class is a little misleading because most things aren't free. Even if they don't cost money, they do cost something. And it's important to recognize that your time is valuable. So if you're investing your time or resources, your energy, like volunteering, for a group like this, it takes a lot. And it may not cost you anything in terms of finances, you may not be doling out any cash, but it does take an investment. And so it's important to recognize that free doesn't mean really free. Some of the things, one of the things in particular, Kay, that I have to be careful of as a consultant is right here, my knowledge. A lot of people with coaching, and if any of you do this kind of thing, you understand, people don't understand always that knowledge is what I sell. And so they just want to take. Oh, can't you just spend an hour talking with me about my position? Well, no, I can't, because that's what I get paid to do. And you, as a massage therapist, may be in that position too, where someone just wants to talk to you about their problem over and over and over again. Or here's a good one. Ever been at a party and someone's like, hey, my shoulder's hurting. Can you just work on it for 5 or 10 minutes? I don't do that. Unless it's like one of my very closest friends, I absolutely won't. I'll say, you know what, I would love to work on that. Here's my card. Why don't you call me? I've got appointments available. But no, I can't do that. That's what I get paid for. On-hand resources, it's stuff maybe you've already invested in, so it doesn't seem like you're spending money on it. But it does still cost you something. And relationships, it takes time to build these. They don't just happen overnight. And so the investment of getting to know someone, I tell the story of David and I all the time because I think it's really cool. We met on LinkedIn when I was teaching. I was getting ready to teach a social media class for educators, and I just posted a question: do you use social media in your classroom? And he responded with this amazing answer. He's very eloquent, and we just started talking, and then I realized, You know what? Did I make you blush? Oh, so cute. Oh. Yeah, he's like, okay, I can't film anymore. She's talking about me. But you know, so when I realized he was in Vegas and I was going to be in Vegas at some point, I said, well, hey, let's get together. So we got together and we had lunch and we met. And then I came and I met a meetup group and I came here and we just continued to invest in that.
Well, Monty too.
Oh, that's right, Monty. Yeah, so these are things that you need to think about when you're looking at free. You put a value on your time and recognize that if you're not getting something back for what you're investing out, it may be time to recoup back. On the flip side of that, just because something doesn't cost a lot doesn't mean it's a good idea either. You know, I think that it's important to recognize you don't want to be penny wise but pound foolish. I use this scenario with traveling around the strip for me. Whenever I'm in town for a conference or whatever, I used to be like, oh, I'll just walk. Or I'll, are you kidding? You know, when I've got to teach and I'm exhausted and hot and I'm dragging a heavy bag with me or something, no, that's penny wise and pound foolish. It makes way more sense for me to spend $10 on a cab and be refreshed when I come in to talk to a group of you guys than be sweaty and tired, my feet are hurting and my shoulders cramped and now I'm cranky and I'm not going to sleep well. It's just not worth it. It's, I need to invest that money. You also have to look at just because something's a good deal doesn't mean that you're going to get something good from it. It's got to be worth what you're paying for it. And this is one of the mistakes I see people make a lot with marketing is that they'll say, oh, well, it was a really good ad deal. Did you have a situation, David?
I have a question.
Okay.
Anyways.
Okay.
Sound good.
Pound foolish.
Do you think Groupon is a good marketing idea for individual practitioners as opposed to all this?
Okay, so Ryan can get this on tape. Do you think Groupon is a good investment for individual practitioners compared to a spa, or what kind of environment is it good for? It really depends on the business, David. I'm an individual practitioner, and Groupon is not a good fit for me. And when we look at goals, we can talk, see a little bit more about this, but we'll just go ahead and look at this as an example. So I just started taking new clients again last year after maybe 10 years of not soliciting new clients. I had a really regular following, and every once in a while somebody would get referred to me, but I did not actively seek them out. And I pretty much told all my clients, I don't want anybody new. I'm good. Because I was trying to sort of phase out of it a little bit and do more teaching. But I lost a few people just due to the economy and what have you. And so I decided that it was time. It was time to do it. And so I considered Groupon, Living Social, and all that kind of stuff because I see seasoned professionals in my area, my mentors, using it. And I'm thinking, somebody that's been in massage for 30 years is doing a group room? I don't get it, but okay. And so I looked at it, and I realized that my goal of bringing in new clients is probably different than a brand new practitioner who doesn't have a client base. My goal for new clients is like, I want 4 in a month. I want 1 new client a week. With Groupon, I'd be more likely to get 400 new clients in a month, right? And so it's not a good fit for me. It doesn't make sense. I can't handle the volume that would be generated by it, nor do I want to. Even if I was capable, I don't think I would want that. But if you're just starting out and you have new clients and you don't have the money to put your name out there, it could be a great fit because A, it gets your name out there and it doesn't cost you anything up front. B, it gets a steady stream of people on your table so you get experience. See, it does give you some cash flow. I mean, it's not like you don't get paid anything. But what you give up in order to get those people in there, you have to decide if it's worth it. And I'm not willing to get a fourth of what I normally charge to bring in those 400 new clients that I don't really want. So I think you have to look at your situation and see if it's a good tool. Bayla and then David.
I was just taking an add on to that.
Yeah, please.
When it comes to Living Social and the Groupon, in my situation, it works really well because I combine massage and yoga classes. So not only do I get them on my table, I get them back in the business with the classes for another
Yeah.
And I can handle that type of volume in the classroom if there's 20 people in the room.
Exactly. In that kind of a situation, it's also good too because you're going to have one person teaching that class whether there's 2 students or 20. And so in that situation, definitely. But if it's a spa, I really don't like the spa side because one of 2 things happen. Well, one of 3 things happens, it seems like. Number 1, they don't tell their staff or don't talk about it with them. And then the staff gets overwhelmed by the volume and/or oh, you're not getting paid for your full rate, by the way, for these 400 extra massages you're doing this, this month. So they get overwhelmed. There's not room for their regular clients. And it creates ill will between the employer and the business, the employee, and they maybe don't do a very good job with the people because they're mad, tired, and broke, and so the people don't come back. So there's not a good retention. So I'm not a big fan of it in that regard, but it has its advantages, and I've heard a lot of people that say it helped us grow our business. If you have no clients and you're willing to work for a fraction, truly a fourth of what you normally would charge, then do it. But for me, no. Does that answer?
Yes, thank you. Would you say that traditionally 50% of the gross is spent on marketing in order to continue to develop the new client base? But that's what you're looking at with a lot of these social networks.
Well, you're not looking at 50% there, David. You're looking at 75%. It's 75% loss because what happens is when you have those particular deals like Groupon and Living Social, and we'll continue on this in a second, but this is a very hot topic. Everybody wants to talk about it. If they, let's say you normally charge $100. I'm terrible at math, so I have to use easy numbers. So $100 is your service price. Groupon sells your service for $50. They probably really sell it for like 48 or something, but let's say 50 just for easy math. So they sell it for 50. Then they take half and they give the spa half. So now the spa gets 25 less credit card fees, so it's probably more like 23. So now the spa gets $23 for their $100 service, and now they have to pay their service provider. So in a lot of cases, it's a loss. So it's not a 50% where it's like they may be spending 110% to get those people in. And to me, that just doesn't make sense. And you have to look at what you're giving up. So it's not an equal situation for all people. You have to consider all the facts, which is what our worksheet's on, is looking at your situation to see, what marketing should I do? But I think that a lot of people don't think about it. They just look at the low-hanging fruit. Oh, we're going to get our name out there, we're going to get clients in the door, and they don't recognize that it's costing them money or that it's not their situation. So that's my short soapbox version of that. But you do get what you pay for it. And we'll just say with the Groupon situation, you have to think, if you're getting that for free, getting all these bargain shopper people, they may not ever come back anyway. They're just looking for the one-hit wonder. They're going to go to the next therapist that does the $29.
That's what we found with doing Groupon, is that they're just Grouponers. That's all they do. They just look for the next Groupon special. So.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my.
Someone set up his wrist.
That's like a thing coming up.
Put all your cameras away.
Oh my. All right, so you do have to some extent, invest to make money, and it doesn't necessarily mean money, but it's rare that you can just open a business and boom, it's successful. Marketing is really part of it all the time. And so you're going to have to invest something in order to get something. Just like with education or a relationship, it's not just going to all come to you because you want it. All right, so then how do you make each investment count? Well, these are the steps that we have in our whole worksheet. And I don't anticipate that we'll complete the whole worksheet tonight. What I encourage you to do is take it home with you. And for Brian, with anybody that's watching the video, maybe what they can do is download it, or they can email me and I'll send them a copy of the worksheet. So, but the number one thing is to have clear goals. Remember I said this is kind of where I start with all my coaching clients. You have to know why you are marketing. You absolutely have to know. It can't be like, well, because I need to get my name out there, or something really ambiguous like that. It's really got to be a little more clear. You also need to know your market. That is, who are you trying to reach? Who are your clients? Do you want just any person? Do you want people that actually need what you do? If you offer some sort of pain relief massage, you probably want people that are in pain so you can do what you love. Or if you offer yoga, you want people that are interested in yoga. You don't want people like, well, I'm not doing that. I don't want to know. You want people that are into it. And so you have to think about who your market is. And part of that is learning where they are and what's going to appeal to them. Once you sort of figure out those first two things there, that's going to help you determine the tools and the strategy that you're going to use. Just because the strategy is great doesn't mean it's a great fit for you. You have to determine that. And part of that is, again, it's about what feels right here. Because there's some things like, this always makes me laugh when I do coaching, people say to me, invariably, you're not going to make us do public speaking, are you? I'm like, I'm not gonna, no, of course I'm not gonna force you to go and do anything. It's up to you to decide what works for you. If you're terrified of public speaking, that's not gonna be an effective marketing tool. If it's making you wanna, get sick or get hives every time you even think about it. Yeah. It's just not going to be, it's not going to be good. You're not going to enjoy that. So, think about that too. Then you're going to want to look at determining your budget. And, remember, when we talk about investment, it's not just money, it's also time. So how much time do you have to commit to something? And then outline your plan or steps on how to make it happen. Is this all making sense so far? Okay. So let's just do, while you're sitting there, I want you to just take a second on your little worksheet, and I want you to just write down your career goal. If you have a top career goal, if you've just started a practice or new business, then you may have already done this recently. But I'll tell you what I like to see. If you're working and trying to build your marketing up, it's probably one of these two. So making a certain amount of money per year, week, month, day, something along those lines, or seeing a certain number of clients per day, week, month, year. Specific. So don't just make, I don't want to hear anybody say, my goal is I want to make more money. That is not a goal. A goal is, I want to make $2,000 gross every month. Or whatever it is. A number doesn't matter to me. I can care less. It's your goal. But what is important is that it's specific. Okay, so whichever one of these, this is probably it. Or, if you're going through an advanced certification and that's really your thing, or you're trying to get out of school and that's really your thing, that's fine. But you have a goal. Let's think about it from a marketing perspective. So just take a second and write that down, and then I'd like to hear a couple of them. And you don't have to accomplish it tomorrow, so don't let it freak you out. Oh my God, I have to think about what I want. Let's just start with just thinking about the idea. Later you can come back and say, in a year or 2 years or 3 years, this is what I want. But for now, just pick something that you want to accomplish through marketing or in your business. Good pizza time, go! Do I need to announce that every time I pause for a question? Pizza time!
Yes.
Okay, if anybody else needs to help themselves, feel free. I'm sure Ryan will edit this part out.
No, he's not.
Well, he's gonna break it up into smaller videos so people don't have to watch the things. That's fine. Yeah, he's just gonna show it. He's gonna loop it. Just gonna go over and over and over and over again. Okay, so you're still writing. I'll let you keep writing. 30 more seconds. Get it on paper, and then I just want to see what's going through people's minds. I know you are. It would take you 20 minutes to write down your goal because you're so articulate. No? Well, you can be number one then.
No.
Oh, you could tell me right now, but you don't want to. Is that what you're telling me?
I'll tell you before you get started.
Well, we're going to get started again. I'm going to pick on you first. I'll let you chew in peace. And while we're doing that, I didn't get to meet every single person, so while we're just waiting, can you just tell me your names? Because I feel bad. I'm like, I really like to know names, but Michelle, and you're from Las Vegas? Henderson. Great. And Christian?
Boulder City.
Boulder City. And Laura? Henderson, and Tom? Las Vegas. And I did not...
Jen.
That's right, Jen. I'm like, I did meet you, but it just evaporated. That's all right. Long day. And you're in Las Vegas too?
Yes.
Jen? Right. Okay. And Yamaka? And Las Vegas. Gayla. And Karen? No. Barbara.
Yeah.
Okay. And Yuri? Uriel, but Yuri. And Andrea, and I'm going to miss yours too. Amanda, and the lady in red. Ariana. Dork. Okay. And Ryan. Okay. All right. So let's just have a couple people share. So who wants to share? Laura, I saw you writing. You brought your own paper, so I know you know.
Well, since I work full-time
doing another job. Massage is truly my passion and healing. So my initial goal would be to make clear $1,000 a month extra income. And I'd like to see 4 clients per week. And I work as an independent therapist, so I'm not so sure how to make that happen without, I can't afford to pay rent somewhere right now, so.
But you're doing it out of your house or on call, out.
Yeah.
You can make it happen.
Good.
You can.
That's what I'm trying to learn.
Okay, good. Well, we're going to look at it. Jen? No goals. Not you can remember my name. I'm not going to help you right now.
You guys are a public speech all the time, so.
All right. Well, we don't. Galen.
Goals for the studio is I'd like to see 8 to 10 students per classroom. I'd like to see personally about 18 clients per week.
Great.
This is maximum, and then to have a minimum of 20 time slots rented out to yoga instructors to develop their own classes.
Awesome. Great. Let's have one more. You guys, Bianca?
Sure.
New business lady.
Yay! I want to see 5 clients a week at my place. I'm specific, not at the spa where
I got it.
and expand at a steady rate, following my intuition and passion behind the reason I started.
Woo! Good girl. I like that. You know, getting clear on your vision is really important. And but the goal part, especially knowing that number, I was on the phone with a coaching client the other day, and I said, "What's your goal?" She was freaking out about all the stuff she had to do. She's like, "I don't know where to start." I said, "Well, what's your goal?" She's like, "Wait a minute." And I'm waiting, and she's like looking through this notebook and whatever, and going for it. And I'm like, "Okay, you got to know it. It can't be something that you have to go look up. You have to know it here, because then you can say, oh, my goal is this, and so this is a great fit for me, or not." I don't know. You want to share?
I always use the goal as the reason you might do something business-wise. Like, to make a decision about, we got a call today about some marketing program. I'm sure they were going to pitch me a number at the end, which is a good marketing technique, but everything they were describing they could offer me, I already had. I made the decisions already, pretty easy, smart, you know, and they're all working for me. And I'm like, before you go on any further, and I didn't say this, waste my time.
Right.
You know, here's my business, and I did give them a little time. I said, here's my business, and what do you have? You already got a place. You can't tell me on it. You can get me on this. That having knowing that goal and saying, okay, I decided to go on this service or start this relationship or develop these kind of goals.
Awesome. And that's what I want you to think. See through the lens of your goals first when you're thinking about a market goal. Not, it's a great deal. Or, you know, well, it'll only take a little bit of time. Or it seems like a good opportunity. Really think about it. Okay, so the next thing you have to look at, as I said, is your audience. So you want to try to create a clear picture of the audience you're looking for. Who is it that you really want to work with? What do they need? What are their problems? Where do they live? You know, my goodness, if you're in Las Vegas, my experience today is you better have people that are in your area coming to you that are a good fit. Because if they have to drive 45 minutes on the highway, they're not going to come and see you. Oh my gosh, I wouldn't drive across town in this town to go do anything except come here, of course, and go running with David. You know, I seriously wouldn't. It would be too much trouble. I want to look at something that's convenient. So figure that out. You want to figure out what the qualities are that describe your ideal client. So as an example, I told you that I started bringing in my own new clients again. And I had to examine this very thing for myself just to make sure that I wasn't going after the wrong people. Because I've had regulars for a long time and I didn't want to have those bad clients, you know? Like, I'm spoiled. I have these amazing people and I just don't want any crappy clients, pardon my language. So I started thinking about it. I'm like, well, what is it that makes my clients so ideal for me? Why is it that I like working with them? Well, I figured out the number one thing is that they're nice. I'm serious. They're nice. They are not genuinely nice people. They're nice to me. They're nice to others. They have good hearts. And that's something that was important to me. I don't want to work with people who aren't nice. So that's the number one thing.
So part of what makes them nice is they don't call you up at 2 o'clock. Can you get me at 2:30?
Well, that is part of it. But yeah, you know what? One of my things is they schedule in advance.
Yeah.
They don't schedule at the last minute. I mean, if it's somebody in an emergency that has extreme pain, yeah, I'll try and work it out. But my clients schedule in advance. They plan. All of my clients are pre-booked pretty much. Another one is that they don't look at me as a set of hired hands, that they look at me as an intellectual and equal and a professional. And it's not like, oh, I went to see my masseuse, you know, that kind of thing. I just don't deal well with that. I'm a business person, and it happens to be a massage therapist. And so, you know, these are the kinds of things. It's not just, oh, well, they're between a certain age range, or they live in a certain neighborhood, or they make a certain amount of money. Think about what your ideal clients are like. The people that you love, when they walk in the door, you're like, yes, that person's here. I can't wait to work on them. If you're passionate, like Laura was saying, you know, this is her passion. You may feel that way about every single person, but I don't. There are some people that, you know, I'm like, oh, this is not my ideal person. And, you know, I'm not going to say I turned away, but that's not who I'm striving to bring, because I want to be happy at work all day long. I don't want to be like, oh, dreading this person coming in.
It's really simple around here because there is such a transient population to find what niche you're looking for. And so
Good.
To either be a 24-hour therapist or to be a 9-to-5 therapist. And it's you to you in this town, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, hours. I mean, that's a big thing. And that's a really good point. Thanks for saying that. One of the big things about your audience might be what hours do they want to see you? Well, what hours are you available to work? So I used to hear this all the time. You know, people come out of school and they'd say, well, I only really want to work like 2 or 3 mornings a week from 9 to 12. Okay, well, that's going to limit your clientele to a certain kind of group of people. So it could be like retirees that don't have to work. It could be moms that are, you know, like stay-at-home moms that their kids are in school. It could be entrepreneurs, people that have flexible schedules, or it could be people that are working like maybe second shift where they don't have to be at work until a later time. But if you're going after the 9-to-5 crowd that works from 9 to 5, and those are your hours, you're not going to be serving their needs. You're not going to be reaching them. And so if you're marketing to them, you're going to be wasting your time, money, and energy. So we want to spend that wisely. So it's really important to get some of this clear. So some of the people that you could be marketing to, with any marketing that you're doing, current clients, I think it's really important for us to recognize that it's not just about marketing out for new people. It's about marketing to the people that are already coming to see us, because they could be coming in more often, they could be doing new services, they could be referring us new business, any number of things, but we need to think about marketing to them, as well as people that were clients at some point, people that we haven't seen in a while, or that they've just simply dropped off our book and we haven't seen them. So we need to think about them, not just somebody new that you've never met before. Some other people to think about marketing to are promotional partners, people that you can work with that are going to bring you a stream of clients. That it's not just about the solo person, but it's about working with a whole group. So I could even say that for me as a coach, one of the groups I market to is the Las Vegas meetup group for massage, because they are introducing me to all of you. See what I mean? So instead of me trying to go meet each one of you individually by a postcard mailing or on LinkedIn or Facebook or whatever, then I have you all in a room because I've marketed to those two. So there's probably a group or a partner out there that you can do that with. The artist that Gayla was talking about, she and Gayla are using each other as promotional partners. Utilizing, let's say utilizing, not like use. They're helping each other because they have a common market. And you know, then of course you've got people that maybe they have certain issues that you can treat or help. So there's a lot of possibilities of audiences. This is not all of them, but this is some of the ones I want you to think about. Okay, so next we look at, let's look at our little sheets. Do we do anything for audience? Let's do, I want you to just write down either one quality that you want in your client, you know, your target clients, or an audience that you already know you're trying to attract. It should be number second question on there. It should be about audience. If I'm not crazy. I think it's on there. Is it there? They're supposed to follow in line with the actual presentation. And I want you to just get the ball rolling so you continue to think about this after you leave. So just write that down. We won't share this time. I won't put anybody on the spot. We'll share again in a minute. Go. Pizza time. Yeah. You did eat breakfast?
How do you like that?
stuff is not always, like I can't always do that on an empty stomach. Sometimes it's like, I know it's protein, but it's got too much sugar. All right. Next, what I want you to think about is how much you can afford. So you have to set this up, that if you talk to a marketing person, they'll tell you you should spend like 20% of your money on marketing. That's probably too much. It's probably more likely to say 5, maybe even 10% of what you bring in. I really don't spend much money on marketing at all. I mean, in terms of like online stuff, paying for my website, that is partially marketing. But I do very little that I put money out for in terms of ads or direct mail or anything like that for either my massage business or my coaching business. But you need to think about how much time and money you can afford to invest. My suggestion is that if you want to be, let's say, and this may be hard if you have another job. You said you want to have 5 clients a week, 4 to 5 clients a week, right? Okay, so that's 5 hours of massage. To get to that, you need to probably be investing while you're building it up 5 hours a week to build that up. If you want 20 clients a week, you need to be spending 20 hours a week on it if you're not there. As you start building and you get higher and higher, it's not as much. But if you don't have that much time to spend, that's okay. Put in what you can. Just recognize that if you can't invest as much, you're not going to be able to get as much, most likely. But you need to schedule regular marketing time. Even if it's just 1 hour a week, which you do every single Monday, it's got to be consistent. That you're doing it all the time, so that it's not like dropping the ball. So if that's all you have, an hour, that's fine, but do it. Do it, do it, do it, do it. Make sense? Questions?
Yeah.
Okay.
I always had mixed feelings about advertising for, I see massage as a real personal service, and to advertise on the internet, like to have a website, makes me a little uncomfortable to do that, and I'm not sure how successful or even, like, what are the benefits of doing that?
Okay. That's a great question.
Yeah, because I just have real mixed feelings about it. Because I don't want to get just anybody as a client.
And you don't have to take just anybody. And I understand that. Your website is, you don't necessarily have to like do all this search engine optimization to be found on Google search at the top of the page every time somebody types in massage Las Vegas. But you can think, if you would think about a website as an online brochure that your target clients can visit to learn more about you, to see if they want to come, instead of just reading your business card, is helpful. I don't know, Ryan has a lot of online experience, so he's a good person to talk about it too, but here's what I tell people about online marketing. Your clients are online. They're looking for you online. They're looking for reviews about you. They are looking for a website to read about you. If they've got your card, they want to go there to find out more about you. So it doesn't mean that you have to be, like I said, at the top of a Google search, or that you're going, you can still be very niche oriented, but it's not like they can come to your house without, if you don't give, you could leave your address off, they're not going to just show up. You can still screen people, and you can be very explicit about what you do and who you want. If let's say you cater only to women, that's your clientele, then you can put that right on there. I work with women who are pregnant or going through childbirth or whatever. Be very specific. You could even say, before I take any new client, I do a client interview to see if I will accept you into my practice. But here's the thing, Laura, if it freaks you out, then don't worry about it. If it's really, remember I said, feel it right here. If it feels bad or too scary, then wait on it. Don't feel like you have to act just because everybody else is doing it. But by the same token, recognize that might just be fear of, well, what if it actually works? Or what if I get what I need out of this? What if I suddenly am busy? It might be something, it might not just be, I don't want to be exposed to getting weird clients. It might be, what if I actually get what I want? So, I'll try to talk about it. But I understand your concern. And so it may be something you have to explore a little bit further. Does that help at all? David.
I just want to say that a lot of times fear of success is a big component to building or growing a business. You can be very happy where you are and say, because I've experienced this. It's like, I know if I do this one thing, I'm going to get more business. And I don't think of excuses not to do it. Like, I don't have time to devote to.
You do?
Yeah, and we all do it. It's a growth thing. Fear is not good. And once you commit to it, though, you definitely get the rewards. You probably have to work too. Our industry is hands-on, so the cost of you putting one profile as a massage therapist somewhere could be that you get more work than you want to.
Right. Amanda, did you have something more to add?
Well, I can understand where it is that she's going, because as a young woman, I was doing massage on my home, and I'm going to clients' homes, and I've had some encounters with people that I don't even know how they got my number, because in the past I've only worked as a referral, friends of friends, friends of clients, that's how I've always gotten my clients, and now that I can't carry my table, I only see clients at home. So it limits my practice, and I'm not in a position where I'm comfortable, advertising.
Right.
Because I've had to turn people away, and that's not something that I want to do, but I don't know how to do that round.
Okay.
People and screen people that may be coming to my home,
Well, and that's a totally different kind of a situation. Your safety comes first. Remember what I said before. Think about your goals, and also think about your clients, who you're trying to reach. And any marketing tool that you consider, see if it fits with those two things first. So if you only want to work with referrals, then maybe your website isn't what you need. I had an esthetician in my class yesterday who said she had a business for 10 years and didn't even have a sign. No sign, completely successful, and now she's like, I just put a sign up and I'm really worried about it. She didn't want people to find her unless she wanted to be found. So it's okay, but I think having some sort of an online tool that you can share with your clients is important. And maybe it's a private Facebook page that only they can get if you invite them to be a part of it, or I don't know, but I think you need to consider what you might be losing by not doing it as well. Because that's what your clients are looking for. Potentially. I mean, if you have a bunch of 90-year-olds as clients, they're probably not looking for you. Seriously. I mean, but if they're younger than that, I mean, if they're below 70, they are looking for you. So,
just to add, the comfort factor that you have about wanting it to be a personal experience. Part of the whole being able to network online is be able to go, look, here's what my personality is. It's about you saying, this is my personal experience I'm going to offer you. So instead of you going around passing out brochures, business cards to people, they won't know you're there unless you do give them a business card. Then you can say, go check out my business on my website. But then you have a beautiful picture of yourself or something that's nice and peaceful, and you go like, I can really resonate with that person, and that becomes a personal experience.
Maybe you can do a picture of your office, testimonials from other clients that are like the people you want, and then they say, oh, she had the same kind of back pain I have, and Laura helped her. So we can talk about that all night. So I want to share a couple of other things with you before we wrap up, because we've got about 15 more minutes before I've got to turn the floor back over. So let's look at planning actual promotion. When I say promotion, I'm talking about any kind of marketing thing that you do. And remember, I'm not talking about spending lots of money. This is free and easy, so don't be caught up in that. These things have to cost a lot of money. There are a lot of different kinds of promotions that you can do. It could be an event or a celebration, the party that we were talking about, gala, that you're having. That's a promotion. It could be cause related, where you're raising money for something, money or awareness for a particular cause, charity, etc. You might be having a sale, a discount, an offer. Instead of partnering with Groupon, you decide to do your own Groupon, and you offer a special limited time offer for 6 massages for $39 a piece or something like that. Could be a contest or a drawing. We're doing a raffle here tonight, so you got a little raffle ticket, and you're going to have the possibility maybe you can do that with clients. That's a promotion. Could just be you want to get the word out about yourself, and so maybe instead of the website, you go and speak to groups, and you go and talk about what it is that you do, and groups that are of the sort that your clients are. And then maybe it's just PR or self-promotion. Hey, I got this new certification. I've opened a new office. I got an award. Something like that, where you're just putting something out there to get that positive buzz going about you. And by the way, I have a Weimar on her, so that's why I picked that picture, because I just think it's so funny. My dog's pretty though. She is. She's the most beautiful girl in the whole world. Okay, so we talked about goals like an overriding business goal. this is something that you have to do for a promotion too. You have to pick a goal for the promotion. If you just say, oh, well, I just want to have a party, I just want to have an event in my office, and you don't have any purpose behind it, you could, again, waste your resources, waste your time, money, and energy. And by the way, I will email all of you guys this presentation, so you don't have to take all copious, furious notes. I'm sorry I didn't mention that. I'll email it to you after I get back to Greensburg, because you put your email on that list for me, right?
Oh, perfect.
So yeah, sorry I didn't tell you that at the beginning. So there's some specific goals that you might have. So it might be to promote a particular service or product. It might be to increase referrals. You know, that's how a couple of you said you want clients you know. So maybe that's the promotion. It's a referral promotion to get the right kind of people, so you're not getting creepy people. Although creepy people can come from referrals too. It might be, you know, again, to help charity, raise money, etc. Add income. Make more money, you know, but have a specific dollar amount there. Maybe to build a mailing list. You know, it might just be something for that. A lot of times online promotions are like that. So whatever the case, whatever these goals are over here, you need to make sure that they're in line with the career goal that you set. So building up to a certain number of sessions, or passion that you were talking about, Bianca, or whatever your goal happens to be. Make sure they line up. If they don't, then again, maybe it's not the right promotion for you. But take the time to do this, to set the goal and say, what do I want to accomplish? So for example, you know, for me, what do I want to accomplish by being here, part of my promotion? Well, I would like to get all of your email addresses. That's a goal I set. I want email addresses for everyone who attends, so I can stay in touch with you and let you know when I'm going to be here, and maybe at some point in time you decide to put you here. You know, so that is a goal. It might not seem like a goal to collect email addresses from all attendees, but for me, that's what I'm trying to get. For a class, it might be to sell a certain number of products. Whatever the case, you just have to, if you don't know going into it, number one, anybody that's helping you will not know what the heck they're supposed to do. And like, I should have done better with that with Ariana yesterday. She came and helped me at the conference, and it was very logistically bad over there. And we didn't have time to talk about what the goals of the class were. So, you know, it was a little bit disconnected. She was fabulous. I was disconnected, is what I should say. She was fabulous. But, you know, it's important to know that, so anybody that's there can help you get to your goal. All right, now, do you have any other questions before we move into some of the tools that I want to show you? Pizza time? Do we need to, David's ready?
I've noticed that there's, I've come across a few free like, how do you say that? Places where you can build a free website for like massage therapy.
ABMP and AMTA is actually in here. A number of those.
So I don't really know anything about those free website tools. Are there any that you would recommend, or stay away from something like that?
Well, since you don't want to be found, then the free website.
No, I do want to be found,
but you don't want to be found by people you don't know. You're like, I mean, you're saying you're more wanting referrals or people that you can have that more personal connection with. So like if someone did a Google search, would you want someone to find your website?
If I decide to do that, yeah.
Okay. Well, hello, did you hear first?
Well, because I would have the opportunity to at least talk to someone over the phone, and I could get a feel for them and see if I want to actually meet with them and work with them. So
some of the free websites that are out there are good. The problem is that they're going to often it's not as easy to find you like through a Google search. So I can be wrong, Ryan. What's your experience with the ABMP and AMTA websites? Is it easier to get found or harder?
Harder.
Yeah. So if you're using like something like I can't think of some of the free service out there. It can be harder to get found and that kind of thing because the SEO is for that bigger website. I'm not sure if I explained that very well, and that's why I don't do that stuff. But it's like, let's say it's Felicia.com/Laura's massage practice, okay, or whatever the hash would be. It's going to come to me. I'm the one that's going to get the traffic. They're going to come to Felicia, Spolutions.com or Felicia.com, and maybe they'll find you through it. But by just doing a Google search maybe for massage, they're likely to find me. So it may not be the most effective. But SEO is a really complex topic, and I can't even begin to explain it. So
I have a suggestion for you is to test out the waters on the website, find a therapist like myself who's on the opposite end of Mr. Henderson, right? here in Henderson, find someone who's on the opposite end of town, because I wouldn't come to this side of town. Doesn't cost me anything to build a page on my website that says massage therapist in Henderson, so when people find me and they go, oh, well, I'm in Henderson, oh, and clicks and there's a little profile about you. And then as you get phone calls from these people, it'll give you a good idea about how you feel about having a website.
And talk about that.
Well, there's lots of things you can do out there.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm looking at my watch and going, there's no way we'll get through all this, so I'll send the last part of it to you, but I do want to look at these case studies, because these are really cool, and they're on your worksheet, and they're from actual people who went through my coaching program, and this is the real results. So if you want to get the word out about you, you want to start by like getting people, like getting information. You know, either meeting people and going out or collecting information to send out. And one secret to doing that is to, when you go out, if you're trying to meet people, think of every person you meet as a potential new client and be open to doing business with them. Unless it's like so not your market. Think of them as that, be open to the fact that they might be your ideal client or that they know your ideal client. I like something's missing here. Okay, that's out of order. I'm not really sure. If you're shy and you aren't good at starting conversations, then wearing your marketing, like Andrea is doing, is a great way for people to seek you out, to give you your information or to ask about you. But if you're outgoing, like Tanya, then you don't need that. And Tanya is on your handout there. She is awesome. It was in my coaching program, and the topic that we had just had was being open for business. Okay? And what she did after that was she said, you know what, Felicia, I got so inspired that I decided I was going to be ready for business. So I was at the grocery store, and I saw these people, and I just went over and introduced myself and gave them one business card. And as of April, she had brought in $2,297 from handing one business card to somebody at the grocery store. It was just her being willing to be open to take action. She got 7 new clients, 5 of them became regulars, and one of those people hired her to come in and do chair massages also. It doesn't take a lot. It cost her what? The cost of that business card, and that's one of the case studies on it. And she's probably doubled that by now. She's that amazing. Did you meet Tanya and see the video? Yeah, she's spitfire. She's going to be teaching for me someday. She's fabulous. So if you want to do that kind of thing, then you want to think about how you can collect information from people and getting out there and figure out how you can get them to come and see. All right, we talked about cross promotion, David. We're not going to go there right now. QR codes, good, bad. I am not. Ask Ryan. He probably knows more. I don't have a phone that uses them, and so it does. I can't speak to it. QR codes are probably good, but I'm not your expert on that. Thank you. Okay, sorry. All right. So if you're looking for cross-promotion partners, think about people that have like-minded clients or lists or people that want to get to know you. All right. And who you can benefit also. You know, you have clients that will benefit them. It's not just all about you. When you're talking about partnering with people, it really needs to help both of you. So this could be by reducing work, expense, etc., bringing in better results, you know, because you have more to offer. So think about what it is or who it is that you can work with. And I would say, you know, something to do is to make a list of possible cross-promotion partners. But you got to know your ideal clients first, you know, in order to get to that, to see who is it that would be a good fit. Now, Sandy is another. She was actually a student of mine when she was in massage school. Sorry. And what she decided to do was to partner with a gym, hers. And she just, her very simple promotion, all she did was put in a little basket for a drawing where people could leave their name to enter a drawing to win, not a free massage, to win a discounted massage. So they were still going to pay when they won. So it wasn't like a free giveaway every month. It was a discount. I think she offered it for $35. And she added, in a year's time, she added 13 new clients. That was 12 people that came in, you know, as new clients, or maybe it was 11, and then she got 2 of the staff members too. 3 of them ended up becoming repeat clients, and all this promotion cost her, again, it's on your little worksheet, it cost her the price of the paper to put the sign up for the drawing. It cost her the discount and the time to contact the winner. Free and easy. Could you do that? Yeah, $1,590. It came from that one. You couldn't.
No, I got a cruise.
Yeah. Nice. So this was a way, what she wanted out of it, she wanted a gym membership and she couldn't afford it. And so she also got a gym membership out of it by donating the value of the membership in this discounted certificate she did every month. So it was a win-win. She got what she wanted, she got in front of clients, and she got $1,590. My guess is you could probably do a lot better than that if you were more aggressive. She said, looking back on it, if she had a better partner, somebody that had more members or more clients, she probably could have done a lot better with it. So if that's something, we just talked about this, make a list of businesses that you would want to work with, that you think could be helpful, and brainstorm about what you could do, giveaways, contests. Yesterday I was talking with an esthetician or a spa owner rather, who was talking about a contest for everybody that signed up for Facebook. Everybody that was on her Facebook page, she would ask a question, like she would take a picture of a scene in the town where she was, and the first person that could answer where it was, like an intersection or something like that, would win a free product. So it got people engaged and visiting her Facebook page and paying attention. All right, we've got one more example that I want to share with you that I want to get to. Networking, I think we already talked about this. Again, it's looking where your ideal clients are, not just going to any random place, but looking for your clients. Remember the Mom's Morning Out example? The people that can come in from 9 to 12. So you're not going to go to a 9 to 5 sort of a bankers having a networking event. You're going to go to places where those people are. The referral program. Let's see, where am I? Okay, that's right there. If you create a simple offer for these people that you've already got as clients, and simply ask them to send you people so that you can reward them, it's going to really work well for you if you talk about it. It's a very simple, easy kind of a thing. And again, it's getting people who already know you to introduce you to other people that they already know, making it less likely for you to have inappropriate clients, making it more likely for you to get ideal clients. There are a lot of different things that you can do, having something printed out that you can hand people. But my next one is a great, and my favorite story of the bunch, another coaching client. She actually lives in Oregon, and this is Rachel. And she decided she really wanted referrals on a big scale. She wanted to work with dental offices. So the clients that she wanted were dental workers, dental technicians, dentists, anybody that was in there. She likes to work with medical people. She wanted to work with professionals. That was her target audience. So what she did was she went into these dental offices one by one, drove over, scoped them out, went over, walked in, introduced herself to the receptionist and said, "Hi, I'm Rachel. I'm doing this special program for dental offices and I'm wondering if you'd like to participate. All I would like you to do is, at no charge, I'd like for you to pass out these gift certificates for a 30-minute massage to your office staff. And, that's it. I just like to introduce myself to you guys. And then anybody that comes in for that massage, I'll give them 2 certificates to give to other friends." And so that was it. Well, guess what? Every single dental office said, "Of course we'll do that. Something a free perk for our staff, free 30-minute massages." And she brought in 68 new clients. I can't tell you how much more effective that free promotion would be than doing a Groupon. Most of those people upgraded, or a good portion of them. So she made money. It wasn't like she didn't make any money. I mean, she increased her sales by about $8,500 by doing this promotion. She didn't have a client base when she started, so she was really struggling. And she said she got so busy she had to raise her prices and hire another person by doing that. So this is just simply going in and taking, time. She has the enthusiasm and the energy to go out there and do that. To go out and introduce herself, and then follow up. And then to follow up with the people that came in. So it's a pretty simple promotion. I'm going to wrap up through some of these tools and then I'll turn it back over to you. Any questions about those 3 case studies though while I'm looking up? Do you think you can do one of those or something like that? Okay. So again, if you're looking to do referrals or have a referral partner, this is kind of like a promotional partner, but it might be a little bit different. Then go ahead and make that list and tell people about the program. If you don't tell anybody, if you just say, "I'm going to ask for the this referral program," and then you just have it hidden in your flyer somewhere on some random page of your website, and you don't talk to people about it, it's not gonna happen. All right, this is gonna be the speed round. Do we need another pizza break? Pizza? No, done? All right. So some other ideas and tools. I'm just going to flip through these because there's a lot of them, and you can hold all questions till the end, and then we'll turn it over to Mariana. So other tools and ideas. Some of these industry locator services are related to an association like AMTA or ABMP. Some of them are something you pay for. There's a whole lot more of these, but there's a number of locator services that you can either pay for or sign up for free that will send business to you. If you're a member, of course, ABMP and AMTA, you have to be a member. You can't just do it without being a member. If you carry BioFreeze, they will actually put you on their locator service where clients can find out that they can buy BioFreeze from you, and they may actually end up being a client. Now, if you have weird office hours, that may not be a good fit for you, but if you have regular office hours and you like BioFreeze, then you might want to consider that. Some gift certificate programs are out there too. So Spa Wish, Spa Finder, and Spa Week. These are companies that sell gift certificates and are looking for companies, individuals, therapists to redeem them. It may or may not be a good fit for you. They're not free. You're going to be taking a discount, and in some cases, like a Spa Finder, you're actually paying a monthly fee to have the privilege of giving them a discount on the certificates that got redeemed. But it might be worth it to you compared to doing something like Groupon, or if you have a bunch of other people working for you, it might work.
Spa food, if you're familiar with spa food.
That's different. This is not, this is, these people sell, they don't sell your gift certificates, they sell their own gift certificates. Okay, it's not your gift certificate, although I do like Spa Finder, and I think it's in here. This is like someone buys a Spa Finder gift certificate, and they have to find someone who accepts Spa Finder gift certificates and take it. Okay? But thank you for bringing that up. Samples and demos. Think about Bon Vital and what they're doing for you guys here. They've brought these wonderful full-size, I guess, samples for you to take home. The last time they gave me one of those, I ended up buying a gallon of the product when I got home because I liked it so much. So you can do that with what you do too. Samples and demos. It's a way for people to get a taste of what you do, and hopefully they're going to want to come back. Free signage and literature. If you would like to get some free signage, actually, Ariana, I think those red coupons, that's what those were for. It wasn't for drawing. If you would like, if you think you might be interested in selling those Omni rollers, Club Products will actually give you free signage to put in your office. Beautiful posters. I actually have them up, and they look really nice. I framed them, and people like to, you know, they come right to it. It's very striking, but it's something that you could possibly do too, where you put, use it to market yourself rather. If you decide to carry that, you can personalize with your own contact information, your own sticker. There's stuff, this one over here, ice. There's one that's like, is it heat or cold better? It's a question I get all the time. And it happens to go in with their hot and cold packs. But it's something that you can promote yourself as someone. If someone's looking for heat or cold and they're in pain, they may very well benefit from massage. So if you would like a set of these free posters, then you can fill out that little core products form and just give it back to me, and I will make sure they send you some. Professional associations. This is where you could get a free website if you're a member of AMTA or ABMP. They're very likely, or they have a free website included with your membership. So if you're looking for one, honestly, Laura, and you're already a member, I would look at one of those before I went to some other free website. It's just already made for massage therapists. Technology research tools, Schedulistic and SpaBoom, two things that you might work with to either book clients or sell gift certificates, have search built in for people to be able to find you through those websites. So it may not be ideal, you don't have to do it, but it's certainly something that can help bring you business, and it's included in what you're already paying.
Also, with SpaBoom, they have a regular mail out, so if
Right.
you have someone, you can actually opt in, you know, to be part of their email service, and then it's free. It doesn't cost anything to have.
Great. Thanks for sharing that. I haven't looked at that in a while, so that's good to know. And if you want to look at SpaBoom, I'll send you a nice little link when I follow up with you guys. A discount they put out there just for my clients. I think it's like $25 off setting up your gift certificates or something like that. Online marketing, we are not going to do not ask questions. We don't have time on this one if you go on online. But online marketing, there's a lot of free opportunities out there. Certainly social media is a good one. Online business listings like Yelp, and plenty of other places where you can list your business like yellowpages.com or whatever. We probably have to pay for that one. Having your website that's fully functional. Oh, there's Yelp right there. E-newsletters and surveys, things that you're sending out to your clients. And then online marketing checklist. Ignore that. I don't know what that is. I think it was something for another conference. So I'll look and see what it was in the group that I sent stuff for that. Okay, so that's a lot of tools and it's a lot of information in a really short period of time. What I want you to think about is that it takes time. No matter what tools you pick, no matter what strategies you decide to use, it's a process. So as I was saying before, when you make time week after week to market, you have to do that to continue the process. It's not just a matter of going to one networking meeting or sending out one mailing. It's a matter of doing something every week, every month, every year to continue to reach those goals. They keep taking action. And, with the things that you are using, you've got to track your results and check and see what's working. If something's not working for you, or if you do it one time and you're like, oh my God, I hated that, then note that, make your changes or improvements, get rid of what's not working, and improve what you can. And keep doing what works. I'm going to send you free resources when I email you the handout, so you don't need to copy all of this down, but some things that you might consider. The brochures that Core Products is doing, like I said, if you want one, just sign up on those little cards and give them back to me. Vistaprint's got some free resources that you can get. All you have to pay is shipping, free websites through AMTA. And if you want more information from me, then you can visit my places, my blog, website, and Facebook pages. And I'm going to send you these special offers. If you're interested in signing up with anything tonight, or you wanted to get one of those CDs, then just fill out one of those yellow forms and give it to me tonight. And that is it. And that's the fastest I've ever taught this class. So, can I do 5 minutes for questions? Okay, so what other questions do we have? Ryan, you okay?
Yep.
He's like, I've been on the trade show all day long, Felicia, I want to go home. So, questions about other stuff or comments about tools or what have you, or did you get them all as we were going on? Okay, Gayla.
On the signing up for business listings and all the free ones that are out there, create an email account so you don't get all your business account actually filled with all the spam that we're going to send.
That's a good point.
So something like my business listing at yahoo.com, something that that is, whatever they send you, you go there, it's like, because my business, I did that with the yoga studio, and my personal business account is now, it's like I have to fill it out for all this stuff. Right.
That's a good
I didn't even want it. Like,
That's a really good suggestion. David?
I'd also like to add, dovetail off that a little bit, be careful where you put your listing as well, because if you don't want to get the kind of contact that is frequently on sites that if you don't investigate far enough, you might not realize you're signing up for it. So be sure that it's a credible site that you're signing up for, especially if it's a free account. Getting more than you've already for just the email address. Just entering that one piece of information will get you away from trouble. So make sure they're reputable.
Yeah.
All of Felicia's suggestions are definitely credible. And seek the advice of somebody that already has stuff listed and with the kind of get everybody's opinion on that. So you're not accidentally going out there.
Yeah, in fact, it's interesting you say that, David, because I just went through and investigated a bunch of listing services for a class I'm doing for AMTA next week, and I came on one, I think it was mymassagepractice.com or something like that. I don't know if that was it. But anyway, I was like, oh, I've never heard of this, and I'm scrolling through, and I'm looking for therapists in North Carolina to see if I know anybody, because that's where I'm from. And I'm looking, and I see one for, we'll just say, Ricardo. And Ricardo, his picture for his profile is him, like standing like this, in some boxer shorts, kind of standing like this.
Shirtless.
Oh, shirtless. Yeah. Boxer shorts, shirtless, and I was like, okay, maybe I'm just misreading this. So I flip, and there's another picture, and it's like him laying on a sheepskin rug, smiling, and just, sitting there recovering. I'm like, oh my God. So I reported it to our state board because it was clearly inappropriate. I think it's great advice. Really check things out. Don't just assume it's okay because it has the word massage in it. So, anything else? Yes?
When you get those less than ideal clients, how do you fire them and how do you go about firing them?
That's a great question. When you get less than ideal clients, Yes, I do fire them. The last one that I had to deal with, long story short, the woman was disrespectful and rude to me. And it's a long story, but essentially, she called me on a Jewish holiday. She was Jewish, and she called me on a Jewish holiday and said, I need you to call me back about my appointment. So that was the message. I need you to call me back about my appointment. So I called her, a couple of hours later, and she's like, I can't believe you're calling me. It's a Jewish high holy day. And this is just incredibly rude of you. And, you should never call a Jewish person on this day. I'm like, but you called me and asked me to call you. Right? I'm not kidding. And I was like, and she really told me off, and then she was like, well, but it's okay for me, Felicia, but you should never call a Jewish person on this day. And I was like, what? Okay. So I didn't see her again. The next time she wanted to book with me, I said, I've got another therapist that I'd like to schedule with because my schedule is just not as open as it has been. And I felt bad, but I didn't want to, she's a nice person with like a personality disorder or something. I didn't want to just ditch her. But by the same token, I was not going to see her again. So I referred her to another therapist in my practice who was like, gee, thanks, Felicia. But she ended up not staying with her either, and she ended up leaving on her own accord. So it might be that. It might just simply be where you have to say, you know what, I don't feel that I'm meeting your needs or that we're a good fit, and I think it would be better for you to see someone else. And if you're really like a jerko person, then maybe there is no referral. This woman, her husband had died, and she was really just having a hard time managing herself. Suddenly having to deal with it she never had to deal with. So I think it was just literally the overload and stress, but I wasn't going to deal with it after she was that way with me a few times. That was the straw that broke the camel's back.
And then check your Yelp account afterwards for that person writing answers.
Well, you want to,
They do that.
check the reviews for sure. But I would say, the bottom line is, I think if when you walk into when the person walks in the door, or you even see them on your book and you're like cringing, think about the energy that it's draining from you. And you're like like going, oh, hi, it's great to see you. And they're not being served by you, so you're not doing them a disservice to let them go. Honestly, they need to find the person that's going to serve them better. So, but I would say that's two ways I might do it. Michelle?
That's exactly what I did, and there was a client who was taking so much energy, and I had no idea how much it was taxing me just even having those thoughts. So as soon as I fired her, like within 24 hours, I had 4 new clients.
Oh yeah.
I was like, okay.
Exactly.
That's how much I was tying up.
The same thing goes to if there's a service you're doing that you don't like. So let's say that you do a 30-minute session and you just hate 30-minute sessions. But you do them because you feel like you need to have an affordable option or whatever. But every time you get one, you're just like, darn, well, take it off your menu. Stop offering it. You don't have to do it.
Raise the price.
It's your business. You get to do what you want. Or make your 30-minute. Okay, 30 minutes is $50 an hour, $60. People are like, well, for $10 more, I can get an hour. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? An hour's $200. It's kind of awesome. But that's a good question. What else? Anything else? All right. So, well, thank you. I want to just say thank you for you guys being attentive, allowing me to zoom through a class that's normally much longer, and for just being here and making me feel so welcome. So, thank you very much. Anytime that I'm